Good morning, Year 6.
Good morning.
And today's chapter is chapter 13, A Light in the Shape of a Boy. There was no point Stella arguing with the ghost. The little girl sighed and went back to work. Groping with her hands in the dark, she continued moving the lumps of coal across the cellar floor. After a while, she could see something glowing. At first, she couldn't make out what it was, but as she moved more coal out of the way, she realised it was a pair of dirty feet. Dirty-looking feet that were somehow lighting up the cellar. Now she could see what she was doing. The girl quickened her pace. Soon, all the coal that had been pushed aside and standing right in front of her was a light in the shape of a boy. The figure was wearing shorts, a shirt, and his outfit was topped off with a cap. Over his shoulder, he was holding a brush. He had clearly been a chimney sweep, a boy who in olden days was sent to crawl up chimneys to brush away the coal dust. Now, presumably, his full-time occupation was a ghost. "Well, what took you a while?" he said with a cheeky smile. Stella couldn't believe her eyes. She had been right all along. Those noises she had heard in the middle of the night were a ghost. Saxby Hall really was haunted. Here was a living proof. Well, dead proof. "You're quite short for a ghost," said Stella. "Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Been hidden myself away for donkeys." "Donkeys?" The girl was confused. "Donkey's ears, years." "Oh." And there he is. "So, I've been hiding away because I didn't want to frighten no one, and the first person I meet says I'm a short arse." "Sorry," replied Stella, not quite meaning it. Nah, you said it now, ain't you? I heard you crying, and it made me sad. I thought I might be able to help." "I wasn't really crying. I just had something in my eye," replied the girl, trying to sound as grown-up as possible. "But it's kind of you. Let's try and be friends." She offered out her hand slowly. It was before coronavirus. "My name is Lady Stella Saxby of Saxby Hall." "Oh, la-di-da, lady. The ghost was most amused and began to mimic the girl's upper-class voice. "Charmed, I'm sure, Lady Posho of Posho Hall in Poshington." Next, he began duffing his cap in a manner so over the top there was little doubt he was only pretending to be impressed. Stella observed the display, a pained grin on her face. So what is your name?" "Soot." "No, I mean, what's your name? Not what you sweep away." "I know, it's Soot." "Soot? That's your name?" "Yeah." The girl couldn't help but laugh. "That's not a proper name. You can't be called Soot." The ghost didn't look at all pleased at the girl's response. "That's it. Have a good old laugh, me lady." "I will," she replied. Soot folded his arms, waiting for this rude little madam to stop. "You're finished?" "Yes," replied Stella, wiping tears of laughter from her eyes. "So please tell me, how does one end up being called Soot?" "It ain't my fault. I was never given a name. I was abandoned as a baby and grew up in a workhouse. I never knew my mum and dad. The old man who ran the workhouse used to thrash all us boys with his belt." "No." "Yeah, even when we'd done nothing. So I ran away. I was only little and I met a gang of boys on the streets. They said you could get food and lodgings if you work as a chimney sweep. So that's what I did. I'm head to toe in coal dust and the master just called me Soot." Now the girl felt very guilty for having a laugh. This poor boy experience of life had been a world away from hers. Stella had never seen inside a workhouse and shuddered to think how brutal it could be. As for being shoved up a chimney to clean out the coal dust, that was unimaginable. "Oh, I'm so sorry," she said. "I didn't mean to laugh. It's just I never heard of anyone being called Soot before." Don't you worry, me lady. Stella now had a question she wasn't so sure how to phrase. So, if you don't mind me asking, spit it out. Well, how did you, come to be a ghost? Sut looked at her and shook his head. He clearly thought that she was an absolutely stupid thing to ask. You have to die first, didn't you? Yes, I know that. I gathered that, replied the girl. So, forgive me, but how did you come to, brown bread? Brown bread rhymes with dead? Stella guessed. You're getting it. The pair shared a smile. Well, my lady, you may not believe me, but I died in this very house. And the next chapter is called Ghost Snot. Until tomorrow. Bye.